Hello caffeine fiends and welcome to another coffee review video for www.getbean.com. I'm Vince, the Mean Bean Machine, and today we're looking at a dark arts coffee that contributes to funds to Ukrainian refugees and people who have been displaced by the present war in Ukraine. So for those who may not be in the know, Russia has invaded Ukraine on some kind of flimsy political pretenses, and now there is a massive humanitarian crisis happening in Europe that could have a knock-on effect globally, but that's speculation at this point. So this coffee from Dark Arts is called Russian Warship Go Fuck Yourself, which is a reference to a moment during the war when a Russian warship effectively tried to get several of the Ukrainian border guards on an island called Snake Island to surrender, and their response was Russian warship, go fuck yourself. According to news reports, those men are still alive and are prisoners of war, I suppose, of the Russian army. So Dark Arts have seized upon this and they started selling this coffee where, I don't know if it was all the proceeds or all the profit went to organisations that are helping Ukrainian refugees at this point in time, Ukrainians displaced by the war, or people displaced by the war, I guess. And they raised kind of £10,225 from that, but it just wasn't sustainable from a business point, so they've moved to a model where £2 from every box, so it's £10 from their website, £2 from every box now goes to assist those organisations. So it comes with a sticker. I mean, Dark Arts quite often send you a sticker when you buy their coffee online. This one quite aptly World Peace. So that's the kind of background behind the coffee. As a coffee itself, it's from El Salvador, a place I've not particularly sampled in terms of coffee a lot. So Central America, and it's a single origin from a small holding, I guess, or a farm in San Salvador, a volcano crater in Canton Las Brisas. So its tasting notes are sweet apple acidity, chocolate orange, peach and plum notes. So a lot of fruity tones there. The chocolate orange kind of suggests, I'm not 100% sure, but you know, a lot of acidity, and then with that kind of smooth, rich chocolatiness, you know, slightly coming through. The fact that you've got peach and plum and apple is very interesting. I think a lot of acidity, a lot of bite there, and then maybe kind of a fruitiness on the tip of the tongue. We'll grind it up, see how we feel as a latte and as an espresso. And yeah, in the meantime, do hit those like and subscribe buttons and check us out at www.getbean.com. I've got my, I suppose, coffee flight almost here with the espresso and the latte and a glass of water just for in between the two. So we'll start with the espresso shot. Smells very fruity, and plum really comes through on the initial smell. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, not as harsh as I thought it would be. There's definitely that fruity bite there. Like I say, the plum really coming through. And then I guess there's a sort of low chocolatey note that makes it kind of nice and smooth. There is a bit of kind of acidity on the back of the throat, but not in a harsh way. Very fruity, very pleasant, but not kind of, doesn't really sink its teeth in. Not too much bite, which is quite nice for those that perhaps like a more acidic coffee but don't want it too kind of tart or harsh. Yeah, very nice espresso. Very fruity actually. That kind of soft stone fruit flavour is really coming through nicely. There's almost like a datey kind of caramel essence to it, which is quite pleasant. So we'll try it as an oat latte, see what the oat milk does to it, if anything. Yeah, so that actually really accentuates that kind of caramel note. And yeah, it does make it more datey, more kind of, not sickly sweet, but more confection-esque, more sugary sweet, less like a stone fruit and more like a cake or there's caramelly, there's something syrupy in there. And that is a gorgeous latte for someone like me who likes a kind of chocolatey, caramelly latte. Which is interesting because none of the notes particularly say that. There is the chocolate orange note, but it sort of morphs into like, it gets more of a date. If you get those kind of really nice sweet dates, it's more like that kind of syrupy, sugary feel of a very sugary fruit. So yeah, I can see that, and I can see why those tasting notes have been kind of marked out there. So I'm not going to go away and think about this. This week I'm going to give our Dark Arts Coffee's Russian Warship Go Fuck Yourself 5 stars. Not only because it is a great coffee, but it's doing great things. And it's helping people in dire need in a kind of tragic and desperate situation. And the coffee world has come together kind of quite vehemently over this. Dark Arts have got this fundraiser. Caffeine magazine has been selling kind of art prints with profits going to organisations helping in Ukraine. Argyle Coffee recently had a fundraiser at Cafe where during a certain time period all profits went to fundraisers to help people caught up in this war. And we on this site we've reviewed a coffee that helped Afghan women after the fall of the government there and the Taliban taking over, and I think it's kind of good at this time to do what we can, even in small ways, be that buying coffee, donating, writing to your MP, whatever. But I also think it's probably important to remember this is not the only war going on out there at the moment. There's a war in Yemen that's still kind of going on, has been going I think since 2016. There's a civil war happening in Ethiopia, which shocked me. I only found that out the other day. Why hasn't that made the media? I can speculate, but all coffee drinkers and people in the coffee industry should know that Ethiopia is a massive, it's the home of coffee, and it's a massive coffee exporter. And there's a civil war going on there that's not kind of being reported on. There's still kind of the conflict in the Middle East, has Palestine and Israel, and we can't just kind of continue to flippantly ignore these issues once they're out of the news cycle. And whilst Ukraine has the headlines now because it's in Europe, this is happening across the globe, and I think we need to do more to support organisations and people and humanity in whatever ways we can. So do kind of go out there and educate yourselves on what's happening in the world, and do what you can. We only function as a society when we help one another, as a national society, as a local society, and as a global society. So yeah, 5 stars for that. Thank you for watching. Do hit those like and subscribe buttons and take care. Bye bye.